of those things. Why his mother couldn't see, or at least acknowledge that, was beyond him. Now that they had landed, however, the biggest offender was unquestionably the Texan heat. "I mean, good God! This is inhuman!" Norris groaned loud enough to be a bother to bystanders as they exited the airport and entered the taxi line. The heat hit him like a wall. "Who did this?" "Norris." Judith sighed, fanning herself with some Wonders of 6th Street pamphlet she had grabbed somewhere along the way. "Please don't start." "No, Mom. I want a name," Norris said, pulling out his phone and navigating to the Wikipedia page for Austin, Texas. Subcategory: History. "Who decided to build a city here? What sick wagon of explorers stopped here and went, 'Guys, the surface of the sun is looking a little out of reach for the horses. Let's just settle here.'" Norris pinched the fabric of his shirt and fanned himself. They were naturally sweaty people, both of them. Norris knew he could get his mother to break on at least this one point. "Stephen Fuller Austin," he read aloud as the page finally loaded. Even his phone hated him here. "The father of Texas, 1793 to 1836. Burn in hell, Stephen Fuller. Or actually, he'd probably enjoy that, the degenerate. I hope you're in heaven enjoying a cool breeze. How's that, Stephen?" Norris asked. His last hope was annoying his mother to the point that Judith might throw her arms up, turn them around, and book 2 direct overnight flights to Quebec. "It's not that hot," she said, earning her a deadpan glare from her son. It was the lying from one's parent that really offended Norris. "I will take a vow of silence for 48 hours if you raise your arm right now," he said, nodding to the pit stain rapidly spreading under the arm of his mother's blouse. I don't," Judith sputtered, self-consciously tightening her grip on her armpits. "Do you know what my mother would have done to me if I talked to her that way back in Haiti?" He smiled. "Now, Mom, don't joke about that. They take child abuse seriously here in America," he said, steadily raising his voice with a smirk. "Right up there with beer and the Second Amendment." "Norris!" Judith snapped, a whisper of a scream delivered through gritted teeth. Of all the things Norris disliked about leaving his life behind, his mother's paranoid insistence that they become apolitical while living in Texas had provided Norris with the most enjoyment. "It's not that you can't have an opinion," she had told him. "You just need to have less of them. People won't always know when you're joking." Norris was just wondering how far he could go into an off-the-cuff firearms reform rant when they made it to the front of the line and a taxi miraculously appeared. "About time," Judith exclaimed. "I'll grab the left one, you grab the right," she said, hauling the suitcase into the trunk. Maybe it was the new country, the new job, but Norris had to admit that it was pleasant to see his mother so peppy, after months of watching her refresh her inbox every morning with too much hope. Creole and patois scholars weren't in high demand in North America, as it turned out. Her smile would dim with every inevitable rejection of her candidature for adjunct vacancies. But as soon as she noticed Norris watching her, she'd turn it back on. A full tenure-track offer was a rare stroke of luck. Norris knew that too. It's just, God, why did it have to be freaking Texas? From the back of their cab and through the blanket of waving heat, Norris took in the city that was now their home. Everything really was bigger here, as it turned out. The buildings, the highways, the trucks. It made sense, really. With this much heat, you needed shadows. He didn't spot warehouses of spurs and other cowboy accessories, and there weren't any stagecoach collisions on the highway, but he did count no less than 4 Keep Austin Weird signs and 1 Welcome to Austin, Please Don't Move Here tag. Austin was definitely a city with a very imbued sense of self, Norris thought. Maybe the rest of America had praised it too much as a child. "It's an amazing city, Norris," Judith continued, intent on selling him on the city even now. She pulled another pamphlet out of her bag and foisted it on him. "They have movie festivals, music festivals. That South by Southwest thing? Oh, Elijah Wood has a house here."